Mrs. Marshall complimented Serenity and held her hand in a cordial manner after being struck by her pleasant voice. Those who had wanted to see Serenity make a fool of herself were disappointed when she graciously accepted the accolades. The bystanders noticed how Mrs. Stone's skillful mentoring and instruction turned a simple country bumpkin into a poised and elegant missus of an affluent household. The acclaimed banquet host, old Mr. Marshall, was met by the York family, which included Zachary, Serenity, Tanya, and old Mrs. York. Old Mr. Marshall watched Serenity for a long, then gave her a big gift while keeping quiet in front of everyone. Assuring Zachary and Serenity that they would have a good life together, he sent them his best wishes. Zachary thanked old Mr. Marshall with respect and vowed to genuinely cherish and love Serenity. Older than old Mrs. York, old Mr. Marshall exuded warmth and generosity. His meetings with the York family were evidence of their importance because he only interacted with those of greater position and notoriety as a notable figure. As time went on, attendees from affluent families began to show up, enhancing the celebration. Along with their daughter, Elisa, Mr. and Mrs. Stone came for the banquet. But Clive and his wife Alice were not there. Due to Alice's pregnancy and struggles with morning sickness, Clive put her health first and declined to go. Anthony, the second son of the Stone family, did not actively take part in business events, so he was expected to be absent. Nevertheless, old Mr. Marshall was received by Mr. and Mrs. Stone and asked what had become of Clive and Alice. Alice's pregnancy, according to Mrs. Stone, made it difficult for her to attend, and Clive stuck by her side to provide support. When he learned that Alice was expecting a child, old Mr. Marshall expressed happiness. He underlined how crucial Alice's health was and praised Clive for his dedication to their family. Old Mr. Marshall even expressed his eagerness to attend the Stone family's happy event by requesting an invitation to the future's baby's sip and see party. After hearing about old Mr. Marshall's recent health issues, Tanya started a conversation. She protested to old Mr. Marshall in a fun way about his apparent preference for attending Clive's party and recommended that he should also attend her granddaughter's party in the future. Old Mr. Marshall grinned and informed Tanya that he would be present for all the festivities, stressing that he would be there regardless of the gender of her grandchild. It was clear from the laughter that there were no daughters in the York family, only sons. While other families complained about the Yorks' propensity for having males, they were unaware of the Yorks' intense desire for a daughter. Families wish for a balance of sons and daughters, which is a normal desire that reflects the tendency of people to want what they do not have.